Hey kids, Tavi Rider here. I was expecting my next video to be presenting a new minecart station, but I found while I was building it that there were some things about minecarts that I didn't understand, and it was actually affecting the design of the minecart station. So I made some new experiments and I wanted to share those with you today. The first one, I would consider this a bug. What we have here for the test is a minecart collider. We have north-south facing track, east-west facing track, and the 4 different diagonal directions, and when I throw this switch, it's going to push the minecarts into each other and see how they bounce off of each other. And you can see we got a bunch of different behaviors here. The diagonals, we get them bouncing off of each other. They have somewhat different behaviors each time I run this, but really they are bouncing off of each other fairly nicely. You can push them around. They do overlap a whole lot, which looks odd. Maybe Mojang will do something about that. The north-south facing track looks beautiful. They bounce off of each other. They don't really overlap at all. They get these nice elastic collisions, just what you'd hope for. Well, maybe not elastic unless you pretend there's bumpers on the ends of these massive metal minecarts. But here's the bug. This is an east-west facing track. You can see the sun rising in the east there. And when they run into each other, they just stop. Let me push them apart. And the moment they hit, they just stop. I can't even push them from one side or the other. So I think this is a bug. Considering Mojang did a great job on these, I think that they may be fixing these. And that caused a problem for my new minecart station. Now, the next test I wanted to show you, this one is a follow-up to the last video. And this, I would bet, is the largest science experiment ever built in Minecraft. This is to figure out what is the best, most efficient way to place powered rail on a long, straight section of rail. We have track varying from 1 powered rail and then 28 unpowered rail and then another powered rail and so on, all the way up to 58 unpowered rail between pairs of powered rail. And the test area goes on for 2 kilometers, a very, very long distance. Now, I started out testing this by throwing sheep into the minecarts and then throwing a switch that would launch them all at the same time so I could see the arrival times. But, well, first of all, you can only have so many sheep spawned at a time in minecarts, so they start despawning unexpectedly. And they were actually affecting the tests. I noticed that some minecarts would go significantly faster or slower from one run to the next if they had sheep in them. So what I had to do was do them as occupied carts where I jumped in a cart and saw how long it took to go 2 kilometers. Let me quickly describe the start of these two. It's 3 powered rail, and then this long section of unpowered rail, and it's the same for every one of these. And then another powered rail, and this is the actual start of the test. And I did it that way because when you run over the 3 powered rail, your minecart quickly goes to top speed, and it also gets some extra momentum above that top speed, and that's what keeps it at the top speed. And it goes that way until this point. This is the point at which the minecart would drop off of top speed. So I know that it doesn't have any extra momentum built up at the start of the test. It's just at top speed the moment it hits this. And then it goes on for 2 kilometers. So I'm going to have to I could show you a chart, but that doesn't make for great video. But I'll upload the chart in the description of this video. And you can see that the break-even point, the point at which it is most efficient, is actually 37 unpowered rail between sections of powered rail. Somewhere around here, I'd say. And that keeps you at top speed without using extra unpowered rail. I'm sorry, without using extra powered rail. You're not wasting your gold resources. So that's the new number. I know in the last video I said 27 or 28. I honestly don't know why that result came up. It doesn't make any sense to me either. The new number, 37, and you can see the data for yourself. I'm also going to make this world available for download, so if you don't trust me or if you think there's something wrong with my methodology, try it out, see if you can improve the tests. Now, my next couple of tests are actually a bit of a challenge. Let me leap over to a couple of tests here. One of the other things that was in my previous video was whether it's more efficient to use powered rail on a slope or on a level ground. Well, you do get more of a boost from powered rail on a slope, but I didn't do the proper comparison. What I should have done was compare powered rail on a slope and then unpowered rail to unpowered rail on a slope and then powered rail. And thinking about it, I thought there may be different arrangements that might be more efficient. So I made this arrangement. This is Each one of these tests is 8 powered rail spread out over a section of 8 level, 8 on a slope, and then 8 more level. So these are the different tests in these 5 different tracks. So which one do you think will make an occupied minecart go the farthest? Now I had my reasons to believe it was going to be this track, but the results didn't really follow that. Let me go to the results. And what you see is it was that topmost track, the one with unpowered rail on a level area, and then unpowered rail on a slope, and then 8 powered rail in a row on the level after the slope. That one went the farthest. I wouldn't have expected that, considering that minecarts lose momentum and speed at an exponential rate. The one that went the shortest was the one that I thought would have gone the farthest. So that, I honestly can't explain this result, considering what I know about the minecart physics. I would hope that the people who watch this video, I mean, I've gotten a lot of great, intelligent, insightful questions and challenges and different results from people. So I'd love to see what all of my viewers can say about this and figure out why that minecart went the farthest. And then we have a similar test. We'll go to the upslope. Same kind of arrangement with an upslope instead of a downslope, and the same sets of powered rail, the same different arrangements. And I thought that the one where powered rail is on the upslope would take the minecart the farthest, but there was actually a much bigger difference here. In this case, the one where the powered rail was sprinkled about in the 2 flat sections, that one went much further. This is, I think, a 20% difference between the slowest and the fastest. Actually, if you're wondering where the minecart went on that top one, that one didn't even make it out of the starting gates. It went halfway up the slope and then fell back down again to the starting point. So that one's kind of an invalid test. Now here's the challenge. I can't explain why we're getting the results we are for these. I would like to have people download this world, make your own arrangements, keep within the rules. It has to be 8 powered rail distributed in those starting sections. So, like these sections, keep the powered rail between the white and the black wool, drop a minecart at the end, get in it, and throw the switch, and see how far you get, and see if you can beat the marks that I put on this map. I want to see what people can come up with, and see if anyone can explain why this is happening. So, thank you very much for watching. Keep an eye out for my next video, where I'll finally be presenting a couple of new things, including a new minecart station.